Hello, everybody. Welcome to #WINELADS, episode 7?
7.
Episode 7. I am always as Boomer. I am Boomer.
And I am... I had a different name. I'm Henry. But my friends call me Cal, and you can too. I had a name for that earlier. I came up with something really good, and it was going to be like a reporter or something. I was going to go into a big thing. But maybe this is funnier. I don't know. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Yes. It's a long, hot day. Anyway, we got special guests today. Sorry, we're here to talk about wine. Bam. And we got special guests again today. It's gone really well the last few weeks. We've had like special guests, so I'm sure it's more interesting than just talking to us two, because we're not that interesting. We probably run out of shit to say several episodes ago. So yeah, let's have someone else on. So without further ado, we have Hayley and Steve Pellegrini. Hey.
So literally just realised we're under the corkscrew and we didn't have a corkscrew.
Always prepared, always got a corkscrew.
I'm going to do this now so that when you actually need me to drink it, I'm not fighting with the bottle.
That's all right. No, it's always entertaining to watch people do it.
Yeah, we normally open on screen.
Professional at work, mate.
Wait, sorry?
So we are joined. So we are joined today by Hayley Steve Pellegrini of the Pellegrini Empire, as it is sometimes. So thank you.
Imperial March then.
I'll see what I can do. I think YouTube might make me take that down.
Oh yeah, probably won't.
So you are coming to us live from the Port, not live, it's recorded, from the Portland Arms.
I mean, for us it's live. So.
Yeah.
The Portland. We basically tidied up and dusted a small section, what you can see here. If I turn the camera either way, it's just sawdust and bits of timber and cables hanging down and all sorts. So work in progress, ready for grand reopening.
Awesome. Well, it's lovely to have you here. I mean,
Indeed.
Big fans of the Portland Arms myself. I know Cal is as well. And thanks for coming on. Cheers.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
Awesome. So I tell you what, let's start with, since you've been opening that bottle already, what wine have you brought with us today? Let's do the wine first, then we'll talk about stuff afterwards. And then
I think that's the best way. Yeah.
Just get the wine out of the way, because to be honest, it's only like a setup piece for us. We don't really go much further than after we started drinking. It's just chat shit after that.
Yeah, fine. We've actually both got a different wine each. I have got Los Heroldos, I think that's how you say it, Malbec from Argentina. And this was from Bacchanalia, who are our local wine suppliers. They do actually supply the pub as well as me.
Personal stash as well as business.
They're just up the road. I actually told Paul, who owns Bacchanalia, that we were doing this, and asked him to recommend a couple of wines for us. Told him the kind of thing we like. I like a Malbec red kind of thing, and Steve prefers something a bit lighter. So he recommended this for us, I haven't tasted it yet, but it's all good.
That's the best wine intro story we've had so far, I think. That's awesome.
Ours are all just, I went to Lidl today.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, with us being a small independent business and knowing that Paul is as well, the idea was to go up there and support him. However, I placed obviously our opening order for here as well, and I went up to collect these 2 bottles of wine, and I got my phone out to do the old contactless, and he wouldn't take any money off me. They've been gifted to us from Bacchanalia.
Wow.
So I will say this one retails at $10.99, but that is the shelf price. But if you buy a mixed case of 6, you get 10% off.
Fantastic.
Outstanding. So we'll put links for Bacchanalia in the descriptions as well, because they are good.
Yeah, 100%.
Steve, what you got?
I've got an empty glass. Disappointing. Oh no, here it is. I have as well another Argentinian. I'm a white man, so.
Oh, the second white that we've ever had.
I should reword that, shouldn't I, really?
No, it's true. Our initial.
I suppose wine goes, yeah. Yes, Pinot Grigio, Argentinian as well. Apparently, this is rounder than the Italian version.
Rounder?
Rounder. I mean,
more rounded flavour
than
the bottle.
Okay, yeah, from like a brandy bottle. Sure.
Yeah.
Retails $8.99 for Canadian.
Also in the mixed case deal, it's 10% off.
Indeed. Hayley's on commission.
This is likely to be, well, not the first podcast. It's probably all of the podcasts where the guests know more about wine than we do.
Yeah.
You two definitely have a higher chance being professional booze merchants.
You just know what we like.
Yes, I know the different varieties, but I tend to stick to real ale, don't I? Really. If it's fancy meal out, then we'll share a bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine is good with fancy meal.
So actually now I need to put them back on, so now everything's all very mess. Right.
That's before that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cal, what you got today?
Okay, so I went out yesterday to purchase a bottle of wine, which I've actually had it before, and it was brought up again to me fairly recently, and I was like, oh, I don't remember how it tastes, so technically not cheating, but I do remember enjoying it. I went and got 19 Crimes.
Ooh.
I've been looking at those. And
It's my first cork as well. I haven't had a cork on this show yet, so.
Where's me corkscrew? Yeah, do you need this?
Oh yes, please. Oh, it changed as it came through.
Seamless.
Special effects. High budget production.
Everyone loves practical effects the most. It's much better.
So yeah, very much looking forward to drinking this and share it with you guys. Well, obviously describing it to you. You won't be able to taste it, but it's Southern Eastern Australian wine.
Oh,
there we go.
What grade is that one?
Sorry?
What grade is that?
I haven't read down. I don't think it does. It say? I don't think it says.
It'll be a blend.
Red.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't actually say what it is. Yes, I imagine, unless I'm just not reading it properly.
Yeah, we'll keep reading that, and I'll introduce that while you're doing that.
Yeah.
So I went to Lidl. So that's the best. So I have a Cabernet Sauvignon from Chile. So it has a nice pink label on it. I'm not going to lie to you. This is one of the reasons why I got it. So it's when I went, as I mentioned on the last podcast, I got that like wine chart off the internet, like basically like the rankings of like how dark and bold wines are. So I then basically like picked a point. I want to go just below those and just have all the darker ones. So I wanted the one that had a flamingo on it because I really like flamingos. So it's a nice pink label. Pink's my favorite color. And it had flamingos on it. So like, that's the one I want. But apparently that's a Pinot Noir, which is like one of the lightest of
very
red.
light red, yeah.
So I didn't want that because I knew, actually today's a really hot day. So actually I probably should have, and it might have been a good idea to do that. But when I messaged a mate of mine and told her this story when we were talking about podcasts and stuff, she did basically say that Pinot Noir is the only bad red wine. So I guess I made a good call in that case.
No, I quite like a Pinot Noir, but but it is really, really light. I mean, you hold it up and you can see straight through it.
Yeah, I don't want that. I like them to be like dark and bitter.
Like your soul.
Yes, like my soul.
Like your wives.
Yeah, I was going to say like my soul, my taste in women, my taste in music.
Love show, yeah.
Wait, can you show the picture again?
So yeah, this one has some sort of predatory cat on it.
I reckon I've seen that before. Yeah.
But yeah, it's about. It was on offer, so they only actually cost like $3.99, but I think it's like $6 or $7 normally. So it was a good offer. $3 or $4.99 is a few quid off. As basically is my only buying technique, because I pick one that is on sale.
And
I buy
if it's got flamingo on it, or
if they could just do like a Shiraz or something dark, nice and dark on there, well, like a Sauvignon, then that would be great. If we could just have a flamingo on it. Some more flamingos, please.
I managed to break this cork off. I managed to break it off halfway down and left this tiny little bit in there.
Is it,
why am I looking? I can't see that. It's all good. It's all good. It's open.
Is it corked?
It's the reason why we have bottle caps in pubs.
Yeah.
It's basically so we're not embarrassing ourselves in 10 minutes. Yeah, a few minutes, sir. I just need to get the last bit of cork out.
It's been so long since I've uncorked a bottle of wine, but I got there in the end. I think D-.
D-bag. Right, yeah, let's go for a pour, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you never asked. It's been a day.
It's a lovely noise, isn't it?
Don't think we ever go into these dry, you know.
Cheers, maybe. And you got a set of new wine glasses, which are massive. That's literally the size of my head.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
From my mother. So cheers, mother.
Excellent. So, oh yeah, hold down, Hayley. Hold up. We've got tasting steps here.
Whoa. That's an excuse her.
Oh, it's all right. I'm used to it. It's fine. Yeah. No, I've known you long enough to know this. I should have been in there. Should have messaged you before we started.
Yeah, don't drink it.
Yeah.
Don't down the bottle in the first one.
Yeah. I mean, do we still? Okay, we'll just rush through them. To be honest, they're just ceremonial more than anything else now. You know, tilt the wine, check the. How much do you two know about wine, by the way? Actually.
We've done a couple of wine tasting courses. We did an absolutely brilliant one in South Africa, and we went to this wine tasting thing in the hotel. And we were on holiday with a couple of friends, and the four of us sat there, and they did this big wine tasting. There must have been, I don't know, about 20 odd people in this room, and they were going through all the different wines and everything. And then apparently there was a show starting kind of pretty much afterwards in a different part of the hotel complex. So all the people that were in the wine tasting with us got up and left. Well, we didn't know anything about the show and weren't interested. So the sommelier just turned around to us and says, all these bottles that are open, if you guys want to just stay in here and finish them off, you can do. We rolled out that room. But they were fantastic. They bought us in some biltong and some nuts and everything to snack on while we were drinking all this leftover wine.
Yeah, more extra snacks. They were there for hours. It wasn't 2 days of the holiday, but it was worth it.
That sounds amazing.
That is the problem, I think, when you go on and you've been taking it in and trying to be intently following it all, but by that third or fourth bottle, it's like,
it's kind of like when you drink. Like I tend to have, like, say, more than one bottle of whiskey on the go, because once you're having, like, say, like a really nice scotch or something like that, once you've had quite a few of them, you know, a few good sized measures of it, then you probably shouldn't use your expensive stuff anymore. Have something cheap, because at that point it doesn't fucking matter anymore. So don't be using up your good stuff.
It's the same thing with wine, isn't it? You know, if you've got just one decent bottle and then a few rubbish ones, just always start with the good one.
Yeah, definitely. So have a sniff and a sip, and we'll carry on from there.
I've done a bit of swirling already. I've done a bit of sniffing. This smells like it's going to be quite sweet. I can't remember how it tastes. I remember enjoying it. But it smells quite sweet, super fruity. I think it's going to be quite nice.
This is delicious. One of the main things I do actually remember from the wine tasting courses is second sip. You should always do a second sip, and the wine tastes completely different on the second sip.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of works as well for bottled beers and ales as well. You kind of
I think so.
Right, the second sip always tastes different to the first one. I mean, you always kind of get that proper sample.
That actually happened to me on the weekends. Now think about it, because like Cal, when we were in the garden doing our social distancing, obviously, so we were in a friend's garden, so I had a few drinks, and then I cracked open a bottle of wine that my dad gave me to do this podcast with, but instead I just drank it there anyway, because I don't know why. I just grabbed one and then left with it. And so I had like one sip of it and thought, this is going to be exactly your thing, Cal. I gave it, then sort of like poured another glass, like stuck it on the table we had in the middle of like the big circle. And then like when you sip, you go, oh, it's really light. So I sipped it and go, oh, it is really light. I thought it was actually a lot heavier than that. So it did taste completely different the first time and made me seem a fool.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed that one.
It was good. I really liked it, actually. It was surprisingly light for a Shiraz, actually.
Already forgotten what it was.
It was a Shiraz.
Well, I mean the name of it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It had a white label and it was red.
That's nailed it down nicely.
Yeah. Anyway, professionals, what do you got?
Well, after you then.
Mine is delicious. It's really smooth, but it's also got some body to it. Quite fruity. let me put it this way: I would definitely go up there and buy a case, let alone a bottle. I mean, the official description from the owned bottle is it's classic, rich, spicy style, touch of toasty wood. Whether I can get all that, I don't know. To me, it's very smooth, but very kind of got a nice round flavour. So, you know, after you've swallowed it, you can actually still taste it in your mouth and things. Some wines you just taste it and it's just gone, isn't it?
My wine, I think last episode was like that. It proper lingered, but it was almost like a different taste that lingered in my mouth. But it was both of them really good tastes. It was good.
I kind of like it when that happens because it's again like just gives you a bit more
sort of experience. Sort of stays there, yeah.
As long as the aftertaste is good, and it's not just like, oh, that's delicious.
Yeah, takes you half an hour to get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I would give mine. Do you score them?
We don't, but you can
today. Okay, we're going to score them today.
I would give this a 5 out of 5.
Well, I was going to say, what's the scale? Was it 5?
It's 5 now.
Five.
I'm going to give it 5 corks.
Yes, I was just trying to say 5 corks.
That works. Okay.
You have to look up a little graphic now.
I'll do my best.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, what we'll do, we'll do it now, and then we'll do it later on as well. See how it changes, if it changes.
That's it.
You might decide it's shit after a glass.
I'm just sad I only picked up 1 bottle. I might be going back.
Good thing, yeah?
Yeah, it closes at 6 at the minute, though.
I'm sure you've got something behind you there.
Yeah, damn lockdown.
Part-timers. Like we've actually opened all.
Steve, what you got?
Well, I was getting kind of, quite fruity. It's very smooth. Actually, and I'm not saying this because I've just read the back of the bottle, but I was kind of thinking, it tastes a bit like peaches, and sure enough, in the back of the bottle here, grapes, white flowers, pears, and soft peach aromas.
Someone knows his wine.
Yeah.
I didn't even cheat and read the label until after I drank it. So it says it goes well with shellfish, pasta, and creamy sauces and fish.
Well played. A wineman of the county, if ever there was one.
Nothing.
If it goes with Moussaka, because that's what he's having for his tea.
Sorry, wrong way around. I'm nip slipping here. Whoops. Get confused. Look at that. I'm not mirrored.
Oh, well. Kids watch this, man.
Sorry, I know. So every time I go in public, I've got like a lot of shirts with no sleeves on it. I just like keep like just nip slipping every time I'm wandering by. Just like have a little bit of that poking out. So
I have the same problem. It's terrible.
People probably care, like, or probably appreciate it more when you do it rather than I do it.
Are we going for extra, viewers now? Are we? That'll be...
That's true. Yeah, Hayley, could you? Just show them, Hayley.
Listen for the wine banter, but watch for the nipple slips. Yeah.
I do tick the box on YouTube that says it's not for kids.
It's true. Even though I just said kids watch, they probably don't. I hope they don't.
They probably shouldn't. We had a long conversation about orc dicks on one episode, so they probably shouldn't.
We did.
Sorry if this is now disappointing, like, fuck, why are we on this podcast?
I was just trying to figure out if that was Gaz or
that was Gaz. Gaz was the orc dicks. He likened them to a big...
But I was the one who brought them up.
Yeah, in fairness, it wasn't them that started this.
My D&D adventures. Oh, such adventures. It's funny what you mentioned, Hayley, about the taste different a second time, because that's exactly what I've had with this. So the first sip, very, very sharp, very strong, sweet flavour, proper pierced all the way through my mouth. And the second one, the sharpness had dulled a little bit and it was a bit more of a full body. Very fruity, almost like it smelled a bit like those, and this is probably not what you want your wine to smell like, but I mean it tastes good. It smells a bit like those strawberry laces that you can get with the sweets. So it's quite almost artificial smell, the flavor of it, but the taste is just very bold and fruity. It's very nice. It's actually the first sip I was thinking, I might struggle with this. I don't remember this being quite like how it is now to when I had it before, but no, it's sitting nice.
Excellent. So yeah, mine's also bold and fruity, so it's another one, which obviously by design is that's what I've deliberately picked to make sure that all of mine are kind of like that, so I just basically now go for, I guess, subtle differences, which I'm not good at guessing. So it's very dry. It is really dry, which is nice, but I guess it means you just got to keep drinking it constantly, because then my mouth's kind of like getting that. So it's very dry, very tart, which again is kind of my thing. Might be a little too dry, but no, I'm into it. I mean, yeah, I think on the scale it's gone. There is a dry scale. I don't know if one bottle means the most dry, if number 4 means the least dry.
Call up the company. Let's get them on now and
we'll
find out.
I'd assume it'd be like 5
comments, people.
5 dryness. I don't know.
It'd be the drier it was. I don't know.
No, it's tiny blurry text, but I think sweet is 3. So yeah, drier is down the lower end. So okay, yeah, it's well dry, dark, rich and fruity with smoky oak in the background. I didn't get smoky oak, but I don't eat much smoky oak, admittedly, so it would be best for me. Yeah, I mean, you should, once opened, consume it within 3 days, or a podcast.
I was going to say, consume within 3 podcasts.
How many of us actually opened a bottle of wine and actually put it away again?
I sometimes do.
I did that with the white that I had
on the Bob's one. All right. Okay.
The only reason you did that is because you didn't like it.
Yeah. I'll add some cooking, or I'll cut it with lemonade. It'll be fun.
I used the term cutting with lemonade. That sounds legit.
I'm going seconds already.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Don't hold back. Absolutely go for it. So wine's out of the way. So Hayley and Steve.
Yes.
So you two, I don't know how much to make you say, how much to prompt you for, really. Tell us a little bit about yourselves first, and then we'll delve into other stuff.
That sounds sinister, man.
That's the way you said it, then.
Yeah. I think you know everything there is to know, but I appreciate people viewing going.
We can't even lie and make ourselves seem intelligent and knowledgeable, because he knows everything, doesn't he?
He does.
Okay, let's go for this then.
We have been at the Portland for 15 and a half years, actually 16 years this year. We came in December 04. We got married back in 2010, so it's our 10th wedding anniversary this year.
Again, is that
we've been together 20 years, but yeah, we've only been married 10.
It would have been our 10-year anniversary, going off again and, do Route 66 or something.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
None of that happened. We were going to do a second moon kind of thing and actually go and do Route 66. But obviously that's postponed. I think we might wait until Trump's out of power completely before we go anywhere near America. We basically live in Cambridge, run pubs when we're allowed, we don't have kids. I love dogs, but we don't have pets or anything, just because of the nature of the job that we do. The hours are ridiculous. I mean, all our staff have been on furlough. And we've not stopped for the last 13 weeks. We're absolutely shattered.
You say we don't have kids, but we have
20 staff.
Also, pretty much every time I've been there, you end up having to look after me anyway. So.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
Most people end up dribbling and wetting themselves and stuff as well. So yeah.
I do have many, many memories of, especially you, Hayley. Just saying, are you all right, mate? Yeah. Because to be honest, I wasn't all right, mate.
To say I've never had kids, I do kind of tend to mother people quite a bit, but no, we've always said it's like taking over the Portland completely decimated our entire life savings. However, it's given us the best friends we've ever met, and it's given us a lifestyle that we can't imagine changing.
We've met some awesome people.
We will be here until we retire. There's no two ways about that. So,
Awesome. I remember, I've mentioned before, I think I mentioned it on the podcast actually before, because when we had Gaz on and we were talking about the stuff, because he did that gig for the for you guys to like raise a bit of money. And like I was talking about before, like the Portland has been where I've actually met pretty much everyone who's close to me now. Is you could do there's one like sort of place in time.
Are we the Kevin Bacon?
You are the Kevin Bacon of it all. So because like I've joined a band in Cambridge, which was the RTC with jazz, and then like they took me down here. And the first time I went there was when Dirty Curse were playing. So it was like Carl and Kay, like we were in RTC, and then basically just like met people that night, and then from that night onwards, I met everyone else. Me and my wife Shell, we got together pretty much there. I think we met briefly one place before that, but then never actually spoke for more than like a couple of minutes, and then like actually kind of solidified everything there, and met pretty much everyone through there really. So like I wouldn't have moved to Cambridge, I'm in St Neots now, wouldn't have moved to St Neots because why would I have moved to St Neots if I didn't live in Cambridge? Because I've kind of moved there so I could be near to Cambridge as well. But I can't afford to buy a house in Cambridge because that's it's mental there, and I do silly things like work for charities.
Why would we live above the Portland?
So with the Portland, so what's going on there these days? It's been turbulent times, so
it's been strangely quiet the last couple of months.
Funny that.
Why is that?
Well, this is it. I mean, as in every venue and every business and every pub and cafe and restaurant, it's been a challenging time and stressful time. But obviously, at the time of recording, this is Tuesday. Is it still Tuesday? Yeah,
it's still Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday in June. You can say a date if you like. What I'll try and do is because a lot of stuff happened today, I'll try and get this one out as quick as possible. So I won't be lazy like I normally am and wait like a week and do it, but I'll actually do it this week.
Well, I don't know. You're going to have quite a lot of editing for this, I reckon.
I suppose really we should actually say that these drinks tonight are a celebration because of the news today.
Well, yes, we've now got the official day, haven't we now? Of 6? Fourth. I don't know. I'm working on the 6th. Oh my god!
No, that's 2 days
less. Yes, so we are officially then we can open now on the 4th. We've been working towards that the last week or so, anyway. We've had got people out there, got no peers, a hairy helper, and making screens to put in between booths and other things to do, and ordering the hand wash stations and PPE and the other side of stuff that we know. Obviously, dropping down to 1 metre does make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, I was going to say that must make because we spoke about this like on Friday or something like that about like the 2 metre thing, and it's just how unfeasible it was to do that at that point.
A lot of us have been holding out, waiting for announcement and the actual proper guidance to come. So much speculation. I feel sorry for some of those bigger chains and other businesses that always splashed out on signs that says 2 metres everywhere and we removed half their furniture, and now they're like, oh.
Well, unless they're Weatherspoons, in which case, fuck them. But So we've just been gearing up for that. We're going to ordering apps and things like that as well, and table service, and so we're kind of gearing up for that. So
so it's not just the garden; it's inside as well. It's going to be allowed.
Inside as well, yeah.
But everybody has to be seated. There's no standing service. And it's all table service. No one's allowed to approach the bar.
Yeah.
Which actually
makes sense.
But it's quite shocking, really, for some people because we know a lot of pubs that have had screens fitted across the bar, thinking people can go up.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
The whole idea is they don't want people walking around.
Yeah.
So I really feel. I mean, we haven't done that because we always intended to do table service. But there's going to be a lot of people that have wasted a lot of money.
Yeah.
So 1 metre does make a lot of difference. Obviously, live music side is still not practical, even at 1 metre. We work with the Music Venue Trust, and they kind of send a survey out to take to government and take all the statistics. And they said, "Well, get a plan of your venue, and then here's an overlay." And that means like this circle is 2 metres, and that's what one person takes up. How many of those people can you fit in? And at 2 metres, it was 12. So our 200 capacity venue turned down to 12.
Wow.
And even at 1 metre, it's still 30 something.
Yeah.
That would work out well for me. That would be like a packed out show for me, I reckon. So I'd be pretty chuffed with that. I've played gigs with less people there.
We'll have to take some of the chairs out still.
There's a little bit of movement on that, obviously, if you've got people from the same household coming to the gig and things like that. So those people will be able to sit together. But all gigs are going to be seated, which is fine if it's something like a comedy or, you know, an acoustic thing or something like that. But can you imagine like a full band and everyone's like sat there? It's just not going to work.
Well, so obviously, you've got a lot of bands, it's still 3 or 4 members, and on our stage, you know, even at 1 metre distance, it's still down to 2 people now. So.
Yeah, that was one thing we thought about, is like just literally even playing would be an issue on the stage, because it's not like a tiny stage, but if there were 2 meters especially, I mean, you're literally looking at a 3-piece if people are willing to press against the wall.
You have to be like, in the corner of the stage or somewhere, and do spotlight or something.
Is this an option? And maybe this is a stupid question, maybe, but I'll ask it anyway. So for the gig area, obviously everyone's been doing these online streaming gigs. Would it be possible for Cambridge musicians to come in and stream from the Portland? So they've got the backdrop.
That's a really good question.
It can look like they're they will be in the venue, so it has that venue vibe. People will still be at home watching from a safe distance, and then they can do that as you know, an extra fundraiser. Like money would still go to the Portland, something like that.
I mean, it does.
That's a great idea, Cal. I like this.
Oh, cool! Awesome.
And we could even open the garden room door, the gig room doors to the garden, so actually then people that are sat in the garden can hear it and things as well. So
yeah,
I mean, we haven't done, you know, I mean, we weren't allowed to let people into the venue to do live streams or anything.
Yeah, of course.
There's been a few benefits for us, which again, we'll get on to in a bit. Yeah, so appreciative of that. That's set up by Simon Greenmind, who's one of our main promoters.
Mm-hmm.
And that raised over 21 grand even. Was that? The wine's kicking in already.
Yes.
We're over 21,100 and something last time I looked, which is amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the fundraiser went so well.
Yeah. We're to put it in perspective though, with £38,000 in the hole to Green King in rent.
Yes, because they're still going to charge us for the rent.
That's amazing, that 21.
Yeah. So we still owe them for the rent whilst we've been closed. They're discounting the rent heavily for the next 4 weeks when we do open by 90%. The next 4 weeks by 10%, and then 50%.
Yes.
50%. Oh yeah, 50%.
We pay 10% for 4 weeks, then we pay 50% for 4 weeks. But then apparently it goes back to full.
Nothing else coming out. So we've only got 2 months, and obviously still probably won't have live music back to that kind of levels yet. So it's still being on certain times, and obviously even at 1 metre, the pub's going to be trading at less than capacity. So it's still very worrying. So that having that sort of war chest, knowing that there, but the sheer sort of generosity of people has been amazing. But I mean, going down to 1 metre. I mean, we were thinking, we need to try and squeeze as many tables as possible. And we'll open up the garden and maybe put a couple of tables in the gig room. But now, you know, doing a few CT gigs, acoustic practice sessions, and online gigs now is more viable now. So we can keep the venue, which would have been a hassle anyway, because we probably have to remove the sound desk and the equipment in there to make sure no one's got drinks on or anything like that. So you can keep the venue hopefully ticking over with some things, but so long time until we get the grounds in again.
I mean, obviously we've got the Alex on Guida Street as well.
I was going to mention that as well. Yeah, that's like the lesser spoken of pub. So
we don't really worry about that one so much because it's got that massive garden and it's got the garden room and things like that. And we even looked at the garden room, and actually it'd be really easy to still keep all the tables in the garden room. You can just literally say, please sit this side of your table or sit this side of your table. So you literally just down the centre. Nobody sits at that side. They can sit at either end and they can sit at the back of it, but they can't sit on one side. And then you actually still get to keep the tables in there and things. So the Alex, we're less worried about as far as being able to trade at a lower capacity and things. The overheads are cheaper there as well. So it's less of a worry than here. And it could be basically the one that actually helps this one as well. So
okay, that's good then. Is the fundraiser still going for the Portland as well, by the way?
It kind of came to an official end, as it were, but it's still kind of running. It's
still live.
Yeah, it's still live. So people still going to donate to it.
Do you know how long it will be running for? I was going to say, we'll share that at the end
we'll definitely share
of this. Yeah, we'll link it.
Well, it's kind of off the again, Music Venue Trust set up a national campaign and managed to negotiate a good deal with Crowdfunder as well for their commission sort of stuff. So yeah, I was sort of part affiliated with that. So the rewards have all finished now, I think. But yeah, it's kind of open now. We'll keep it open for a little bit longer.
Cool.
Yeah.
People said, "Oh, I need to
Definitely.
donate."
But then we will need to close it because then we're going to be heavily into the overdraft. So, yeah.
But yeah, we're going to need to get up and go as well. We've got T-shirts to send out, and
oh yeah, you did like rewards for the donators, didn't you?
Yeah. So obviously some of that 21k is going on stuff and everything, and the stuff that people bought and things like that, obviously we have to pay VAT on because technically we're selling something. Although I went through and worked out all of the items that were vatable, and the VAT man of all that money is only getting £833. So you know, I mean, it's still a lot of money. But
it's a shame that can't be waived during. Yeah, it's a shame it can't be waived during a period like this for something like this.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't sound too bad.
No, not for that kind of quantity of money. I mean, normally for that kind of money, you'd be looking at probably 4. So yeah, but no, it's really cool at the moment doing the VAT returns because I'm doing them and they owe us money because of course we're starting to buy stuff. We're still like, we're doing repairs, we're doing getting the things like the screens built for the booths and all that kind of stuff. So obviously all that costs. So yeah, but when we're doing a small takeaway service, but that's minor compared to the outgoings of a place like this. So yeah, they're actually owing us money, which is great. Not that you get it because we deferred the VAT, so it'll just go off that.
Tell us a little bit about the takeaway service. Because like I said, I'll try and get this out as quick as possible. So anyone who watches this, I'm not saying we have like a Joe Rogan level of fan reach here, but because we don't. Let's be completely honest.
Showing more nipples.
The takeaway service.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
This week's actually going to be the last week of the takeaway service.
Oh, okay.
Simply because,
it will be back bigger and better.
Yeah.
We actually launch.
Simply because we want to take the week before opening to make sure everything is done perfect and the club is set up properly. All the staff have done all their training and all of that. So we need to concentrate on that rather than trying to do a part-time takeaway service and concentrate on that. So we'll do the takeaway service this week at both sites. So here we do Wednesday at Portland. We do Wednesday to Saturday, 12 till 2 at the lunchtime, and then 5 till 8:30 in the evening for food and drinks, of course, draft beer. And at the Alex, they do Tuesday to Saturday, 5 till 8:30. However, because, like I said, we want to make sure everything is perfect and that people feel as secure as possible. We want to have everything set up a couple of days before opening so we can actually walk the customer experience and make sure that actually we haven't forgotten anything. Because we're only human, there might be something and we're just like...
the customer journey, that's what it's called in the trade.
Yeah.
What's the customer journey?
I did a lot of the customer journey.
But then after the 4th, when we do reopen, we're actually going to keep the takeaway service going at both sites. Simply because there's still going to be people that either are living with vulnerable people or they're just nervous about being in a pub or they can't get a table because obviously because it's table bookings only, that you're going to hit capacity quite quickly. So we are going to keep the takeaway service going at both sites.
I mean that's something that is going to, I think it'll be a permanent change. I think pretty much every pub that can do a takeaway has been doing it, and will, that's going to be an important revenue going on now. I mean, cash.
What's that? Cash?
Cash, exactly. Being cashless, ordering apps, all these sort of things are kind of the new normal now, aren't they? So, kind of. Mark, we can't hear you.
Oh yeah, but boom, it's gone.
Fuck, is that better?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
This happened a couple times before. It just mute. I lost audio for you guys earlier on. It just muted everything on my laptop. I thought I'd cleared it. Never mind. Sorry. Fuck's sake.
Editing will fix. It'll be
Yeah.
We'll fix it in the edit.
I'll edit it so it looks like it was all your mistake.
We'll get it in post.
I'm always tempted when people say that they're going to edit something. I'm always tempted to go shit bum punk. You know, just so that they have to kind of cut out like really random little snippets of stuff.
Shit, bum funk.
Yeah.
And that we're going to keep in.
Oh, we're definitely not editing this shit out, you know.
You've got a filter on there.
The only things we edit out are the things that make us look bad.
Oh, right, okay.
And even that, to be honest, half the time, that doesn't get edited out. I did have to re-upload something once. We won't say why. We won't say why, because I had to cut it out of that one, so I can't fucking say on this one.
No.
I'll tell you later.
I'm just thinking I should have gone for white wine, because actually I can see in the camera I'm getting the kind of the red wine lips and teeth. So yeah.
We
can't see it. It's all
that's
good.
good then. That's good.
We'll cut that bit out so that no one knows.
On my screen.
But now you mentioned it, I'll zoom in now. So we can find that in the edit.
Yeah.
It's right on the Spotify version. No one will be able to see it because they won't have video.
Well, see, this is why I got confused, because I had listened to the first one on Spotify and didn't actually realise it was videoed, and then or recorded, and then I said to Puma, I said, so it's just audio, yeah?
Radio.
Yeah.
It's good to know that.
There's hardly any makeup on this now, but this is the most makeup I've worn since my birthday. So yeah.
And you look lovely.
I thought something broken in.
We're breaking out. Oh, he got on my nerves yesterday. Oh, I should have killed him yesterday.
To be fair, it's been like, what, 13, 14 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's only yesterday.
There's been very few occasions.
That's pretty good going, yeah.
To walk away from him, but yesterday, I was just like,
I'm super lucky because like Shell's been going to work the whole time. Because she works in a lab, she can't work from home. So this has probably saved our marriage, because I imagine we fucking hate each other if we actually had to stay in the same room as each other the whole time. Like, yeah, just on the weekend, like we quite value our own space a lot. So like we literally had like, when was it, Sunday? We both had like just a super lazy day because we were out all day in gardens and whatnot, just being sociable. So she just sat in the bedroom, I sat in the living room. We didn't see each other for like about 8 hours or something like that. So good on you two. Yeah. I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm very impressed.
We live together and work together all the time. So actually, but it's rare for us to be like that. But yesterday, seriously, I could have parted his eyes as soon as look at him.
His face. Can't believe that, can you?
I can't.
Yeah, I suppose it's easier for us because we have, you know, we do live together and do this 7 days a week.
Yeah, we're used to it.
So yeah, but obviously, you know, those couples that have been crossed together, as it were.
Ben and Cal, for example. How have you and Ben been getting on, Cal?
Me and Ben, I mean, because me and Ben are so like passive on everything, and not passive aggressive. We're so chilled out about everything. We're quite happy to sit down. Most of our evenings before lockdown were sitting down, just watching whatever was on TV, essentially wasting time. Now it's been involved in doing Zoom calls and stuff. We haven't got, I mean, I don't know if I've got on his nerves. If I have, he hasn't told me. He hasn't got on my nerves. He cooked me a lovely roast dinner on Sunday. And that was delicious. There's still some left over. I'm going to put that chicken into a chicken and sausage pie later on. Not today, but sometime this week because I'm off work for the next 3-4 days.
Don't leave it too long. Food does go off, you know.
I mean, the plan was to do it tomorrow, but
right, okay.
But yeah. So no, it's been absolutely fine. He's doing all right. Doing all right.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to. Well, actually, I think we can hang out in a house now, can't we? I take it, Cal, you didn't watch any of the stuff that happened today.
No, because I'm off tomorrow. I was so busy tidying up everything for work that I've had to just finish work and then get ready for this. So yeah, all this is news to me that I'm finding this out firsthand now.
So 2 households can now, as of, is it? Oh, no, it's the 4th of July, actually, isn't it? They can do that. So it's not this weekend. It's coming soon.
It's still limited numbers, though, isn't it? Is it still
2 households of unlimited numbers, actually, from what they said earlier. But it's just 2 households, can't they? But you can do it, be indoors and social distance. But it's a meter now, if you, or more if you can.
See, I mean, at some point, obviously, we have to start easing back into what we knew as normal. But there is part of me that's still really nervous about just dropping the social distance and everything. And I mean, anybody coming here, all of the Alex will kind of see how seriously we're kind of taking it, because it's not just because we want to put people's minds at ease. It's because it's our staff and us. You know, it's our safety as well and things. So yeah, there's still that kind of nervous element. When I cycled over to the Alex earlier, and I went through like over Midsummer Common and through the back of kind of the Grafton Centre and that there. And the amount of people that I just stood around, and big groups of people that you know damn well don't live together.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what's the matter with you people? Do you not realise what's going on?
It hasn't actually gone away.
Yeah, so at the time recording, this has not gone away. It's still here, just, you know, it's getting relaxed, but as long as everyone behaves themselves. I think that's like the one worry I think people haven't going into pubs is like, I know that say someone like you two would be like beyond deficient in it, like would actually have thought of everything, and I would have been very conscious about it. The only issue is admittedly, for example, I'm going to use myself as an example. I mean, I've done very well during all this. I've been quite well behaved.
You're hoodie when you're drunk.
Yeah, get a few drinks in me, and you know, then trying to tell me that I can't do something will be a massive issue.
It is. Yeah, this is it. And that's the biggest fear. People are saying, "Oh, what's a few drinks and that everyone will forget it, and it all goes out the window." So yeah, it's kind of. I mean, we haven't seen the official guidance yet. Supposed to be getting that published today.
Okay.
Whatever, but yeah, I mean, it was talk about limiting drinks per people. You know, so you're going to have like 3 drinks or something at a time, and that. But again, like, that's a big stick. I don't think that's in there now. Yeah, and obviously we're saying it's dropped down to 1 metre.
3 bottles, please.
Yeah, these big glasses again.
Yeah.
Can we give out hashtag WINELADS like little tokens with each one?
Yeah, we get brandy ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're saying it's, you know, it's 1 metre plus. He was saying in the,
yeah, well, because they can never just fucking say something that's just simple,
well,
just like
we both are of the same mind of that. We think the reason they've done it 1 metre plus is because they don't want to piss off basically all those shops and everybody else that's been out and bought 2 metre signage.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Changed to just 1 metre, whereas with it being 1 metre plus, it's like those guys are actually going that extra level kind of thing, you know. And we will in as many areas that we can. But yeah, it is quite scary still.
It's going to be good though. I mean, I'm really looking forward to things like starting to go towards normality. I've probably got, I have the slight issue of like say, sadly I can't come quite and visit the Portland yet unless it's like a little bit later on, because I'll have to get public transport to get there. We'll have to drive there, in which there's no parking anywhere really, or until
and what's the point?
Exactly, to go there literally just to like have a half and then drive back or something like that. It's like
Shell could drive you and then pick you up later.
That's one thing. Like Shell's not into it because she already has to work with people, so she's kind of like she's got enough of exposure to people, so she's being very cautious about it all, which is very sensible, of course.
If only you knew a pub that had rooms.
Is that a thing that's allowed? Is that allowed in the measures?
Well, hotels and things are going to be opening.
Oh, very true. You do have a room. Okay. Let's talk later on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Cal.
Hello.
What would you like to talk about, or is there any sort of like one of our topic things you'd like to bring up?
Well, the last thing I was just going to say on the whole coronavirus pubs and the new things coming in, I know there's a lot of people who have, I mean, not smart people who have just said, oh, government's trying to tell me what to do. They can't tell me what to do, so I do whatever. This is the problem. But it's common sense, isn't it, at the end of the day? It's common sense. But on your on your mention, Boomer, I believe it might be time to start pairing this wine. Ooh, what are we going to pair this wine with? I'm going to pair it with albums or bands or music of your choice and the reason why.
Hayley and Steve, do you have anything off the top of your head? We can go first if you like. But...
Now, if Jazz or Gemma are listening to this, they will have already kind of shouted out loud the one that I will go for. The only reason why I'm pairing this wine with this song is because I really like this. this would get me getting up and dancing around a room, as does New Radicals, You Get What You Give. I love that song, and I know I'm old. I am 50 now, come on, people. But yeah, I just absolutely love that song, and every time it's on the radio, normally we're with Jazz and Gemma, because we spend a lot of time with her. You just hear Gemma literally screaming through wherever we are, Hayley, your song's on! So, yeah.
That's screaming to get away.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, every time it comes on the radio or anything like that, and I tend to listen to radio 2 a lot, and it does come on there a lot. I dance like an idiot. I just love
Nice.
it.
Excellent. That works. Absolutely.
Do you even know the song I'm referring to?
It broke up a little bit. I was hoping to catch it back in post. Say it again. Say it again for the people.
It's New Radicals. And you get what you give.
New Radicals give. I do know exactly what's up. During that song, he wore a backwards T-shirt, which always confused me. You know, like in the video for it, he wore a backwards Mickey Mouse T-shirt.
Right.
It looked like it was a white or a grey T-shirt, but it's actually just an inside-out Mickey Mouse T-shirt.
Is that the video where it's shot in the mall and it's stuff going backwards and it goes into a cage or something? And
yeah,
it's
It's just him, like kind of flailing a bit.
Something in there, but
there's a lot of flailing in it. But no, exactly.
Something about the song that makes me happy and makes me get up and just want to bust a move.
It makes me want to get up as well.
Yeah, to leave the room. Yeah. Okay, so go on then, Trevor. What's yours?
Yeah, what's yours, Steve?
Not thought of one yet.
It can be an album, or it can just be a band if you can't think of it.
Or a song, or
a song, whatever. It can be actually. It can be anything.
Summer upbeat one. It's quite a light one. I'm kind of looking out the window and I'm walking around in shorts and t-shirts at the moment. I'm beautiful, Mitchum's Corner. I mean, sometimes it looks beautiful. You know. I think of some other one.
Do you want to pass for a bit?
Summertime. There we go.
You go for it in the summertime.
Jazzy Jeff. Yeah, go for a bit of Jazzy Jeff.
Jazzy Jeff in the summertime.
Mm-hmm. Have you waxed your eye? 2 miles an hour where one sees you. Yeah.
So you've had too many people on here giving you really cool responses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you've got us.
Oh no, I love it. I mean, you should hear Cal's. They're fucking terrible.
They really are.
Well,
earlier on, I listened to this band. We called him out for it last time. Cal, so what you got today? Have you got anything?
To be fair, I called myself out on it, actually. Trouble in WINELADS corner. No, I'm still, do you know what? I'm still thinking of mine, so I'm going to pass it across.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Sol Williams by Sol Williams. So Sol Williams is a hip-hop artist, I guess, if you were going to call him one. He's like he's one of those dudes who like kind of like transcend genre, so he doesn't like just necessarily, you can't pigeonhole him into like kind of one thing.
Yeah, I would love to say.
So each album's quite different. I guess primarily you'd call him like a rapper and a poet. So like I've got a bunch of books of his poetry and stuff. They're really fucking good, and I'm a huge fan of the guy. And Sol, his self-titled album is like kind of like the dirtier, nastier album of his, because it basically is like quite like fairly unproduced guitars along it the whole time, rather than like more electronic based like some of his other albums. The reason I sort of like compare it to this one, again I'll pour a little more as I standardly do because I never remembered to do it beforehand, is because it's quite dry, and it's got like a little bit of like kind of, it's got a really pungent taste that, again, like, yeah, kind of like I think I did with it last week, where it kind of sticks with you a bit. Because it's so dry, it leaves a taste in your mouth and just keeps kind of just like, it leaves you with like a, not necessarily a sense of like being uncomfortable afterwards, but a sense that you know exactly what's just kind of happened. And then after that, it kind of very relates to that album in a sense, where like each song brings up a different point, and the point kind of sticks with you afterwards, and you're not sad you've heard that point, but it's a very good point to be made. And like, especially at the current period and like political climate that we're at the time, with things like Black Lives Matter. Like I say, he is a black dude. He has a song called Black Stacy, which is where he used to be bullied for like being called black at one point, because Stacy's his middle name. So like, you know, they used to call him Black Stacy because he was so much darker skinned than the other kids there. And yeah, so it's just like, it's a fucking amazing, that song especially, I think it was the single of the album. It's a really fucking catchy tune, a really good song with like a deep sort of like thing behind it. So that's why it kind of works well with this wine, because it's a very tasty wine. I've really enjoyed drinking it. I'll happily drink it again. But every time you sort of like have a sip or like a few sips, you're left with something afterwards that reminds you that you've just had it. And that is why it reminds me of Sol Williams by Sol Williams.
Oh my God. Do you know, I was like listening to all that and I was like thinking, I said, I really like the wine, I really like the song. Steve says the wine's very summery, that's a summery song. And then you do all that.
I go for summertime.
Yeah.
This is what I go through every single week.
We maybe needed a heads up on the questions you were going to ask us.
Going to research something.
I have the exact same problem as you guys. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's making me think of this because I like this and the wine's nice and they're kind of nice at the same time. And then Boom was like, well, the history of this artist and the wine reflects that in this way. It's like, come on, dude.
Has he been stitching it up every week?
Yeah,
I mean, we finally acknowledged it last episode, but yeah, pretty much. But maybe
I also got to meet him like at one point as well. He's an absolutely awesome dude. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking tell it. So yeah, I went to his like record signing like thing. We did like a short show and then a record signing. Despite the fact that they had no fucking records, so the price I paid had to be like altered because I had to get a CD instead of a record.
When your own record gets on.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to like pre-order it and then collect it at Rough Trade in London. So these Rough Trade East. So you have to collect it there. And then he would play several songs. And then at the end of it, I think he would sign it for everyone or something like that. So I got there early, which is basically browse the record store. Because I love just hanging out around a record store and just like buying a few things. So I had to buy a CD rather than a record because there'd been a delay in the vinyl, so they couldn't get it. So I just bought that instead because I will refund you that much and you'll just get the CD. So that's fine. So I ended up like, so I went out for a cigarette or something like that, and basically just like the same time as him. So I ended up just like having a chat with him, just like a random one. And he's just a really sound dude. It was just so nice to have like a one-on-one conversation with someone that you really admire their work and like you're a big fan of them. And I got in Ian's good graces by dropping an MC iPod little thing into there as well. And he then just told me that I was his best friend forever because of that. But yeah, no, really cool dude. They were like, when it came to the end of the show, I wasn't actually interested in getting anything signed. I'm not really big on that, to be honest. It doesn't matter too much. But I was kind of just left. And then as soon as I was like walking past this like crowd, it turns out it was a queue. So I was just like walking past it. And then you're going, Boomer! Like, oh, hey man. You're like, yeah, come here, I'll do yours first. I'm like, oh, fucking awesome. So I was like jumped to the front of the queue. I just signed it first, had another little chat while everyone in the queue was just looking at me, who the fuck is this prick?
Did you walk up and down until he noticed you?
Oh, no. It was all a genuine...
I'm here.
I've got some embarrassing stories of other times that have not gone well. But that one was just all natural, all went well. Lovely dude, fucking love it. Check out Sol Williams, he's absolutely awesome. Poetry and all.
Nice. Okay, I have my pairing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about your pairing. So what a dick. I've just fucking gone on. Everyone pay attention to me.
So my pairing is with, so it's a band that actually our last guest, Daryl Sharp, got me into. It's a British band who they very recently had, I guess, kind of a little bit of a breakout into the UK with their first debut album, self-titled album. They're a band called the Lottery Winners. Now they are, I think Daryl, I think she mentioned this, she used to run like music nights, and she's put them on in the past, and so that's where she got her EP, or she got their EP. I then had a bit of a borrow, listened to it, really, really liked it. And then I couldn't find anything from them for ages on Spotify until they released one song, which I admittedly forget the name of, but I did really like it. And then I think it was last year, maybe, they released their debut album, and it's quite poppy. It's sort of indie pop. I guess, I mean, classing music these days is so hard. What's the point of doing it? It's just nice. It's just nice music. Yeah, it's you can take any route down classing music. Music can be anything. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Like, who cares? But these guys in particular, they are the music that they produce is okay. It can have some maybe dark's the wrong word, but some darker undertones to what is actually more, uplifting and happy music, which goes down very easily and it's quite easy. It's easy listening. It's quite easy to like. It's very. I would imagine you could play that to a number of people and they would say, yeah, this is all right. Whether or not they'll choose to put it on, but it's inoffensive and it's just lovely. I actually I listened to the album a couple of times. I actually really like it. It's a bit like this wine, which is inoffensive, it's quite sweet, and it goes down quite nicely. But actually, when you look at some of their Instagram, I follow them on Instagram as well, and they're so down to earth. And with their recent sort of breakout, I think they've been on a couple of TV shows as well. I think they've been on BBC Radio 1 as well. They're so humble and so down to earth. It's almost like they can't believe this is happening to them, like the success or the perceived success that they are getting from it. I haven't followed them for a couple of months now, obviously, because nothing's probably going on because of lockdown. But they were going into like H&V or other record stores and taking pictures like, I can't believe our album is right here, and they just seem so nice about it.
That's cool. Yeah, when they're good state. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the name of the wine you're drinking, Cal?
Well, this is the thing. It's called 19 Crimes. It doesn't really fit with my story, but yeah, it's
no, I'm hoping you were going to say I can't remember the name, and I'll go, but you can't remember the name of the album, right? That would have been quite fitting.
Oh, there we go. But the album's self-titled. It's the name. It's called The Lottery Winners, by the way.
So we got 2 self-titled albums today. Ooh. Fancy shit. Okay, so we got one more little thing which we like to do beforehand, which is tips.
Tips.
Oh,
got any tips?
I haven't got any cash on me.
I didn't know how to pay to turn
tip. So I'm going to give you. I fucking struggle every time to do a tip.
A really good tip earlier.
What was that?
That was a really good tip.
Sorry, say it again. It broke up.
Only ever taste it on the second sip.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, you're clear.
Yeah.
Hayley's good. That was a fucking good tip. Actually.
That's a good tip. Yeah.
Steve, you've given us nothing. What do you have?
I have nothing for you.
Yes, me.
And she does have 2 lovely tips. Hey, all week.
Yes.
Oh, those glasses are so good.
You've got proper into it. Let's do it again.
That's when it's got liquid in. Hang on.
I've got these ones which they're quite old now. So like, I think it was actually Julie, not you, Hayley, that broke it. Like, you guys came to a house party of mine once in Cambridge, and me and Charlotte bought these like 4 crystal glasses with these super thin stalks, which I fucking hate because I really want to buy some new glasses. I keep forgetting to do it.
You did bits there, don't
I'm pretty sure. I think it was Julie who broke them. Well, we had at least one broken by her, so it wasn't you. I'm not blaming you for this one. And so just ever since then, I've just been dying. But every time we have a party for someone to break one, so this is the last one of like the 4 or 6 set, whatever it was. I just can't wait till it dies because I just fucking hate these glasses.
Well, finish that.
It's just, I mean, like, but the problem is, like, when I drink wine off the podcast, I just drink it out of a tumbler. I just don't like this glass.
I do like a stem.
Yeah.
We went to a place in, I don't know how much we're allowed to say with this being out in broadcast. We went to a place in Cambridge and they served it in, do you remember when you were at school and you used to have the little water glasses with the different numbers underneath, and so you would sit down at school and everything else and you check your number and whoever had the lowest number was the winner.
No, I had that.
That makes sense. Rings a bell.
And they were serving the wine, not in a glass, but in this kind of Bunsen burner kind of beaker.
Science lab sort of beaker.
And then like you had these kind of really shitty little water glasses to drink your wine out of. I was like, I've just spent, I mean, this was a pub company in this city that charge a lot of money for a glass of wine. So I just spent a lot of money on a glass of wine, and they served it to me in essentially a shitty little water glass. That I was drinking out of when I was at school. I want a glass of wine, especially with a red, because the idea of a red it's supposed to be in these glasses so that you can warm it and things as well.
And you can also lord your conversation over everyone else.
Oh yeah, don't you know? Yeah, yeah.
It's much harder like a dick. We're like much easier.
I honestly do think the glass matters. I get really annoyed.
It's pretentious, isn't it? It's like having, serving your meal out on a bit of slate, roof tile or
I'm a big fan of the Twitter account. What's it like? We want plates. Huge fan of We Want Plates.
I mean, that's.
I think Bob was the founder of that, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, well, it may as well have been. Like, I can't think of anyone in the world more that would be like super anti anything about that than Bob.
Serving breakfast on a spade. I've seen that. It's fucking ridiculous.
We did some social distancing here on Saturday. Jazz and Gemma and James and Eva came round, and we were sat in the garden. Obviously, it's our garden, so it's allowed.
Yeah.
And there was just 6 of us, and we sat and did some social distancing then. And it got to the stage where we actually ran out of lager glasses because we were determined we weren't actually going to reuse a glass, because obviously it's all about a thing, but we hadn't got the glass washer on either, so we'd had quite a few by this point. So we ended up having to pour things into like beer glasses, ale glasses, and it was just like it's wrong, and it was really bothering me and things. So yeah.
I'm really unfussy about that stuff though. Like, I mean, admittedly, what I actually want instead of this, and maybe on the next one, I meant to do it on this podcast because this month my plan was to buy some stemless wine glasses. So I want some good wine glasses.
I've seen those. They actually look quite cool.
Yeah, so I don't want a stem. I just want the stem to be gone because that's what broke. Like the last time, that's what Judy broke. Someone else broke. I think they probably all broke at the same party. Actually, it was that barbecue. Do you remember where like?
I do remember the barbecue. Yeah.
Where like literally, I invited when people have barbecues, like you have one. You invite a bunch of people, so you just invite everyone on your friends list kind of thing. Problem is, literally everybody came, and my house was fucking tiny, and my garden was tiny.
There's always somebody who's lost out, isn't it?
But you advertised that you were doing the brisket, so we all came to the brisket.
Brisket.
Not for you.
He did slow cooked brisket and then finished it on the barbecue. It was amazing.
But this is back before I was a vegetarian, by the way, I should add. But the best thing about
a long time ago.
It's a long time ago now, actually, yeah. So but the best thing this is my favourite memory of that day. I've got several actually. There's a lot of different things that happened that time. We could probably get like a podcast out of that party actually. A lot of weird shit happened that time. But my favourite one is that Bob had bought some. We're going back to Bob. Bob is like a solid picture on this podcast. Bob had bought some hickory smoked sausages. He was super pumped about them. He really wanted to eat these hickory smoked sausages. So like he was like at one point like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get some more rolls because he's a good dude. He'll help out. He went off and got his rolls. Came back, so we were just like, there's the amount of meat that was like flying around on there. We just like kept like pile it on. Everyone has things. And then he came back and we go, oh, you should put I've got these hickory smoked sausages. You should put them on. Oh, were they in this packet? Go, yes. Were you here 5 minutes ago? Go, no.
Oh no.
And so, like, he didn't get them. So basically, we ate all of his sausages.
Okay,
we didn't know they're his.
Obviously, we've known Bob for a long time. Has he forgiven you yet? Even though this was many years ago.
Because the reason he hasn't is because he went back there the following day to get them, and they had been discontinued. But he has never tasted that sweet sausage. But basically, I think it was just me and Jazz and maybe Charter or something like that. Just like chowed down on all of them. And she just ate all of his sausages.
You
were so uninterested that you then turned vegetarian. And Jazz and Charter were probably pissed and didn't care anyway. So yeah.
I think that was also the night
Really
that
sorry, Bob. I feel your pain, my love.
that may have also been the night that Carl got knocked unconscious by someone coming into the front door. So we also
I do remember kind
we also had
of
an ambulance
like
that night.
in the front room. It was like there were certain positions in which you could stand, and because actually, the garden was huge.
No, that's an exact. It's the size of my bedroom. That's not very big. It's not very.
The garden was big.
Oh yeah. The house
In
was
the house, you
small.
had to like stand in certain positions because actually, if someone tried to open the door and you were stood there, yeah, you did kind of get a permanent injury.
How did Cal get hit?
But the door was kind of like the door frame was like kind of like swollen. So like basically we had to shout to people outside like just fucking shove it. So someone shoved it as Carl was pulling it, and basically just smacked himself in the head. Then he went into he like collapsed and went into shock. So we had to actually call an ambulance for him.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that maybe it was after you left. Maybe it was a different party. I don't know. Parties were interesting at that house, I guess. But another bizarre thing, actually, after that, like there was another weird woman at that party. You know, like so a friend brought her as a date, and basically, you know, like when your friend brings a date, and then everyone decides she's a fucking nightmare. So it was that kind of one.
And I promised not to bring Hayley anymore.
Do you need to stay at mine for a few days,
Should
Steve?
that not be, I promise not to bring Steve anymore?
I'm lovable. Oh.
He is very lovable, admittedly.
So you're saying I'm the nightmare?
I think you're both lovable, in all fairness. So I win. I win.
You know I love you.
Yeah, you dug that hole so deep there, Boo.
I know. I had nothing to say. I had nothing witty to say, so I just froze like a fucking dick in a hairlight. Hairlight? That made no sense.
You've had too much wine, fuck.
Can we have a quick sort of level update? There we are. I'm only on half a bottle so far. I just want to see how else is doing.
Mine's all the way down here.
Mine's there.
Oh, sorry, you can't see my bottle. Mine's down to the bottom of the label.
So I've got fake.
Oh yeah, I'm with Boomer basically. Oh, actually, yeah. Well, there's three. Then it's you.
For fuck's sake, Steve. Call yourself a fucking landlord.
Wow, practice.
The thing is, I did actually say to him, look, don't worry about this. You don't need to drink the entire bottle during the podcast thing.
You don't have to, but it's encouraged.
Yeah.
I didn't get the memo.
Well, it's not that I didn't need to. I kind of want to. Today's been a lot of relief. We've been waiting so long. But even though we've kind of known it was going to and everything else, but then you can't actually plan and pull the trigger on anything until you officially know. So I've been messaging all the different staff tonight as well, and just like trying to get, okay, so can you come and do this? Can you come and do that? We need you in for training at this point, a meeting at this point, and everything. So as soon as we had the official, we could just pull those triggers and do all of that stuff. So it's actually so much relief that we feel now that actually all the stuff that we've been like, right, when it happens, this is what we need to do.
We're still like an
we're now doing.
Wasn't it? Now, so it's like full. We've got a purpose now. Next week and a half.
Was it like I imagine it was just like a phenomenal piss. Just like, you know, when you've been on a long journey.
Is that,
just let loose like,
I should be careful.
There is nothing better than relieving yourself.
Oh, no, absolutely.
For a urination, obviously. After
all of the various relieving of yourselves are all great.
Whoever gets the stress levels down.
Yeah.
Anyone that says they do not do the noise is lying.
Is lying. Yeah. 100%
lying. Yeah.
It just means they haven't been holding it long enough.
Yeah.
They're too spoiled and have a toilet next to them at all times.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me. I have a bottle. I'll do it in there. Fuck off.
One thing that is not as good today, actually. Sorry, just not to bring us down necessarily, but I noticed that tattoo parlors aren't open.
Are they going to be? They're classed the same as
nail salons or something.
Yeah.
But sadly, I've got some. Actually, I was actually this one was very convenient. Actually, Parliament Tattoo is a place I go. They're currently doing a big back piece for me. And
it's true. I've seen it.
It is true.
That's good.
You lubed me up once actually after one of my
I
sessions
did.
as well because I couldn't reach around because it was it's like a full back one. So I'll show you guys it.
Okay.
But yeah, so we've had this annoying thing where like every month we like kind of book ahead. Like, okay, well, we want to get this project kind of finished within this year because we started in November last year, and then then we did we do it every few months kind of thing because it's a lot of work to go through. And yet another month now we're like, okay, right, the government's going to announce something like where they're going to be all right for this time. Like, nope, yet again it's pushed back another one. So they're like, I feel bad for the tailwise. They're still struggling a bit.
Yeah, it's not like you can sort of drop it off and collect it later or anything.
Yeah, so some of them have been really creative. I will feature one in the prize position behind me of the. So I'll point to it there. That picture is an old one that my brother did, who's a professional illustrator. You can't quite see it from there, but yeah, my brother's actually he's a professional illustrator. Did like the snowman and the snow dog? Do you remember that?
Oh wow, yeah.
So he's one of the artists on that. So like, you know,
that
proper caliber artist.
Met your brother?
No, I don't think you have.
Are you ashamed of us?
No, I think he's probably more ashamed of me rather than the other way around.
Okay.
I'm like it may surprise you, I'm like the dark horse of the family, or dark sheep of the family.
No.
Black sheep, dark horse, I don't know which one he is.
Yeah,
I'm the dickhead of the family pretty much. Like, I'm the misfit.
I don't believe that.
I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? You know.
You'll have to put a picture up of the I know the picture you're talking about. You'll have to put a picture up of it on the actual feed. Do it in post. In post. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that. And no, I'll put some. There's been some tattooists that have done some really good things since then. There's another lady from Parliament. I think Camilla Daisy. I think that's her Instagram handle anyway. But she's been like selling prints and stuff like that. So it's really good that some people have been doing stuff during it, like, you know, selling prints. I've seen some people selling designs as well. I'm not sure if that's her or not, but where they'll send you a design. Like normally only themselves would do the designs, but they send it to other people. And like basically you can buy this design for a bit, have whoever you want to tattoo it for you. So you go to a standard street shop where they don't care what you print or something like that. And I think it's just really cool to see the ingenuitive ways that like businesses have been acting, so like just to keep yourself afloat, especially artists, where you got guys like Gaz Brookfield who's been doing his life from the lockdown things every week, and various other ones as well. Jake Martin.
He was the one who recommended the 19 Crimes, actually.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah. Well, so I had it before, but he was like, "Have you ever had 19 Crimes?" I was like, "I have actually. Maybe I'll get it again."
I haven't had that one yet. I've seen it a few times. There's a new. Have you seen the new Nissa that's opened up nearby us? Nissa. I don't know how to say it.
Is that the one that's near the St. Neots Grill?
Yeah, so there's a new one nearby where me and Cal live. So it's just over the train tracks, kind of thing, a little bit further.
Oh yeah, me and Ben went there the other day for because it was a friend's birthday, so we had a socially distanced park drinks, and we went to the new Nissa. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It's like a TARDIS, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
You think it's just, apparently they're having a post office and whatnot. Anyway, yes, this is uninteresting to anyone who doesn't live in St. Neots. So, yeah, but I saw the 19 Crime stuff and thought, like, it looks like cool wine. So that kind of brings me back to like the final thing we're going to do. We're going to do one more thing. Then we're going
we've missed yours and mine tips, Boomer. So far.
Oh, have we? Fuck,
yeah.
Right, okay. Well,
then Steve didn't do one. He did a comedy one about my lady areas.
I think we
okay, fine. We're back to tips. Back to tips. What do you got, Steve? Do you want to hold on a minute? Cal's got a tip.
I do actually have a tip. No, if you point there, it's going to flip in post. So
I don't know. Cal's got a tip.
Although I'm just going to add to your point, Boom, where you said 19 Crumbs looks like a cool wine. I always thought maybe it looked like a pretentious, but then when I bought it,
I mean, like, to be
but then I bought it and I was like, oh, come on, let's see what you're all about. And then I drank it and it was fine. Yeah, okay. So my tip. Funny that you were mentioning sausages earlier, because my tip has something to do with sausages. So this is a tip for. Sorry.
Keep it clean. All right.
Yeah.
Family podcast.
I'll keep it as clean as possible.
Hey, Flynn. So we got Run in here from a grey.
Hey, it's Flynn.
Hello, mate.
Hey up.
He'll like it.
How's it going, mate? All right. There he is. Hello.
Hello. I'm a dog. Hey, Flynn.
Right.
Only people on Spotify will be like, I might cut this out for the Spotify people.
It's a black greyhound who looks weird. Well, actually, he looks very handsome. It's a very handsome greyhound.
He is a handsome dog.
He's now lying on my bed.
Okay, so this is actually a tip for our vegetarian and vegan friends. So I love a sausage sandwich. I absolutely love a sausage sandwich. It's like my favourite food. I went through, I tried some vegan sausages in my time. And obviously I feel like the most readily available ones are the Linda McCartney ones, which are nice, which are good, which are fine. Put them on a barbecue, put them in the oven, fine. But
put them in the bin.
Boil and mash and put in a stew.
Boil and mash and put them in a stew. There you go. But if you want to spend maybe a little bit extra, because I think they're a bit more expensive. Which is why I only had them on special occasions. There is a brand of food, Fries, which is like they do vegan. I think they are predominantly, or where I've seen them predominantly, is in Holland and Barrett, and they do vegetarian and vegan, like chicken nuggets and scampi and bacon and sausage and all sorts. I got their sausages. And I fried them up in a frying pan, and they got this lovely, like, sort of black fry on them. It just had a nice, like, char. They had a char to them, basically. And then I butterflied them, and then you fry them a bit longer. Put them on some soft white bread, bit of ketchup.
Nom nom nom.
Fries.
I hate when people say nom nom nom.
Are you vegetarian?
No, I'm not. But this is the thing.
You have been previously.
I was vegan for 3 months, but because I'm weak.
Oh, it was only 3 months. I thought
it was 3 months. Yeah, no, because I'm weak, I went back. I reversed on myself, but during that time, I had those sausages.
See, I feel like I'm strong enough to know that I couldn't do it, so I stay a carnivore.
I was trying for someone else because I was dating a vegan at the time, and so I was like, do you know what?
Never you change yourself for a person.
Well, this is the thing. I was like, do you know what?
Your tip.
Yeah, that should be the tip. Like, you should be true to who you are. But I did try, and I really wanted to make it easier for this person to be living in a house with me, where we were both just eating vegan things, and those sausages, fucking ace, really, really good. It didn't last though, because I was like, nah, I want meat.
I do have a soft spot for falafel.
I need meat again for that.
Falafel's great.
I adore falafel. It's like the the summer beer festival over on Jesus Green. The only food stall I ever go to is the falafel store.
It's good.
I ever go to.
You go to
It's so good. Yeah.
It's even better when you're drunk. It's so good
when you go to the donuts. He likes the freshly cooked donuts.
Yeah. Just donuts and beer for some reason.
I was craving donuts yesterday. I was like, I want some donut bites. I want them right now.
I don't have a sweet tooth at all.
I don't have donuts any other time. Yeah, it's too sweet otherwise.
Yeah, main things I crave.
Beer festival in the sun, Hayley Wonder, and
I love popcorn, but I have to have the sweet and salty mix.
Yes.
Salty hit.
A bit of cinnamon.
Yeah. Don't have a sweet salt mix.
Shell's a big fan of that one. Right, so my tip is fucking terrible. I got this off a child. So
well,
actually this works really well. So it turns out I actually got it off a child of an artist who works at Parliament Tattoo. So she had a living room watering can. So basically how to make your own at-home watering can. So like, I don't keep a watering can in my house, but I need to water my plants. So you take a bottle, and I don't know how they manufactured theirs, but basically I just saw a picture of her watering her plants and thought, that's a fucking good idea. So I took a bradawl and I stabbed several holes into the end of the bottle cap. Now I water all my plants by like little squirt. Shit, there's actually water still.
Okay.
and your walls as well.
Yeah, so like little squirt. So that way, like, if you've got plants where you can't pour a pint glass into it, kind of thing, because where like the leaves protrude too much, kind of thing. Just like lift it up, just give it a squeeze, and then it'll swell it up.
Nice. All right.
I'm actually impressed with that. The only plants we have, we don't have any living plants upstairs at all, apart from the little herb garden that I got bought for my birthday, which actually is doing really well. But oh my god, this is where I confess. I forget to water it, but we drink a lot of squash. We don't really drink when we're upstairs and things like that, so we just drink a lot of squash. So walking along the corridor, which is where the herbs are, in the window, so they're facing the front with the sunshine, and I'll walk along and I'm like, oh, they look a bit dry, and just give them some squash. So basically they've been living off squash, not water.
Squash is good though. Squash is delicious.
They're going great guns. Steve actually said to me earlier today, your herbs are looking good.
Apparently they like Robinson's fruit and barley squash, apparently.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the film Idiocracy?
No.
You ever seen the film Idiocracy? They have like, it's basically the future where everyone's basically fucking absolute fucking idiot. Because they water all their crops with Gatorade because it has electrolytes, because that's what plants need.
I feel like Boomer just called me a fucking idiot.
No, that's not technically true. It's like sideways true.
I'll take it.
Let's move on to a different subject. From Cal, save me. Cal.
Well, no, I was going to say that tips was the last thing, and
that's it. That's it. We're done.
That is the
lucky escape.
Fucking hell! Yeah, let's fucking get out of here.
I mean, this is the longest episode of Wine Lads we've ever had, and it's been absolutely fantastic. You've been
great.
fantastic guests.
Well, it's been our pleasure.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for coming on. I fucking love you too.
More than welcome.
You've been.
I can't wait to go back to the Portland. I cannot wait to be back in there and just having the best.
We're excited and nervous at the same time. But yes, great to be.
Yeah, there's some apprehension and things, but yeah.
And obviously, thank you, Boomer, aka Old Man Boom, for your charity contributions.
Old Man Boom.
Genuinely, as long as you guys stay afloat, it's all good. I don't give a shit. It's fine.
Well, you're going to give it a damn good go.
I'm trying not to burp. That's why it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much. I mean, it's the Portland Arms is one of it's without a doubt the best venue in Cambridge, and one of my favourite ever of all time.
One of the only ones left as well, by default.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's also one of the only ones, so by default.
True. Admittedly, it is fine. Let's go for it's my favourite in East Anglia, if not the world. Actually, no, that is true because it has a very massive sentimental attachment to me. So I did loads of amazing things there. I met everyone there. Like I said, I even met my wife and whatnot. So yeah, the Portland Arms is the absolute best. It's the fucking tits. You should all go there.
Portland Arms is home.
It is.
That's what it is.
It literally is.
With Mum and Dad at the helm.
There you go.
You are my beautiful and handsome Mum and Dad. That it's okay to feel these feelings for.
And we cannot wait. We cannot wait to see you in the flesh again. It's going to be so good.
We can't wait to see everybody.
That's quite cool. Actually, when you kind of see people face to face, it's a very different experience. It's really weird. It's like when we open the takeaway service, we have this little window hatch kind of thing and a little buzzer, so I don't have to stand there just waiting for me. I have a little bell that they press for attention. And it's just like I go around there and it's just like, who's at the window? And it's so exciting.
The door.
Somebody at the door. Somebody
at the door. I've ordered some chicken.
It is so exciting, and it's lovely because you have like a little chat with people. We've had people that have become hardcore regulars of a takeaway service, more for the beer than the actual food. But yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, not that the food's bad, but just because they want beer more.
No, the food. But anyone listening to this, the food is really good. Get a pizza. It's fan-fucking-tastic.
There you go. I would say I drink that, but I do have more in the bottle. I haven't drank the whole bottle yet.
Yeah. Is this the last of it?
That's my last one. I've just poured. It's not very big.
Okay, that is the last of my bottle of Hayley.
And Hayley wins. Hayley wins.
Is there a prize for?
Okay, before anyone drinks anything else, I said we do it again. What are your scores now? You gave 5 out of 5 originally. You still giving it?
I would stick with 5 corks.
I'm going to go for 4 1/4 because I'm just weird.
Cal?
I'll go for a solid 4 out of 5. It's not perfect, but it's really, really good.
I'm also going for 4. So thank you very much, everybody. You're in #WINELADS featuring Hayley Steve Pellegrini. Have a wonderful evening or day or whatever time of day it is.
I've been Cal.
We've been Hayley and Steve.
Bye.
Boomer. See ya.
See you later, everybody.